What does a mother not do for her children? But this is the story of a mother who used to give a mysterious medicine to her daughter every day. What is this pill? The film begins in the operation theater of a hospital where some doctors were trying to save a premature newborn baby. After some time, the child's mother, Diane Shravan, is called to see the condition of the child. She wanted to know if her child would be fine. The scene changes, and we see that a girl named Loy had 5 other serious diseases, along with asthma, diabetes, and paralysis. Taking many medicines at home and checking her blood sugar level regularly was her daily routine. She is a very smart girl who wants to pursue further studies at a well-known university in her city. She had filled out the form for admission to the university. Whenever a letter comes to her home, she becomes very curious, thinking that maybe it is from the university, but unfortunately, no letter came. She is a very curious girl who likes to experiment a lot. She uses the internet. One day, when she was studying, she heard the sound of a vehicle. She thought that it was a delivery vehicle, but when she peeped outside, she found out that her mother had returned home after buying some goods from the market. Her mother was talking to someone on the phone. During this, she peeped into the cart and took out some chocolates from it. There, her eyes fell on a green medicine bottle on which the name of her mother was written. But according to her mother did not have any disease. So what was the medicine for? At night, before sleeping, Loy immediately recognized that among those medicines there was a green capsule which she had seen earlier. She asked her mother about this, but her mother said that it was actually Loy's bottle, and that the shopkeepers write the name of the person who buys the medicine on the bottle. Loy was not completely satisfied with this answer, but trusting her mother, she took her medicine and went straight to sleep. The next day, full of curiosity, she took out 220 cc of medicines and looked. The name of the medicine was Trial Option, but she found it very strange. Her name was written on the bottle of the medicine, but when she got up and took it out, the name of Diane Sharman was written on it. That night, before sleeping, the same medicines were given by her mother again, but this time, no green pill came out. She took it out and kept it with her for investigation. After her mother went to sleep, she quickly went downstairs and searched for information about Trial Option on her computer, but she could not find anything because there was some problem with the internet. While using the computer, she did not realize that someone was watching her from a corner of the room. When she had no other way left, she called some unknown people and asked them to tell her about Trial Option by looking on the internet. She found out that Trial Option was a medicine for the heart, but the strange thing was that Trial Option was actually a red capsule. She suspected that her mother was hiding something from her. People still had many questions in their minds. To get out of the house, she asked her mother about watching a movie. When she was in the cinema hall, someone asked about the witch. She came out of the theater and reached the nearby medicine shop. She asked the chemist about the green medicine given by her mother. She wanted to know what this medicine was for. When she saw the capsule, she could not understand anything because that medicine was not actually Triboxing, but a medicine named Rider, which is generally used for dogs. Everyone was shocked to hear this. She asked the chemist what would happen if a human took this medicine. Mishra replied that if a human takes this medicine, they can get paralysis in the front or whole body. Diane came running to that place looking for Loy and injected the unconscious medicine into Loy's leg. Her mother brought her back home. She put Loy in the room and went out herself to get a new Laxmi medicine, which she had been looking for on the internet for a long time. When Loy woke up, she realized that her mother had locked her in the room. She tried to open the lock on the door, but her mother had already guessed this would happen, and she blocked the door with a wooden stick. The door had been locked in such a way that even if she tried to open it, it would not budge. But Loy did not give up. She knew how to break the lock using science. She took a blanket with her, filled her mouth with water, and started walking. She crawled out of the window of her room and reached the other room. Using the heat of the blanket and water, she broke the glass, placed the blanket on the window, and moved ahead so that she could protect her body from the broken glass. As soon as she climbed in through the window, she started panting. She had forgotten to bring her asthma pump with her. Rohit still somehow reached her room and found her asthma pump. She immediately sat in her wheelchair and started walking out of the house, but her mother had also broken the lift. She dropped her wheelchair down with great difficulty and started crawling on the stairs. But suddenly, she slipped and rolled down the stairs. She landed on the floor with her thumb. She felt that she was able to move her toe because she had not taken the medicine given by her mother for a long time. She started believing that it was her mother who was responsible for the accident. Ladli immediately sat in her wheelchair and went out of the house, heading toward the city. When she heard the sound of a car coming, people were afraid that it must be her mother's car, so she immediately hid behind the bushes. It turned out that it was Drake, who had come to deliver a letter to their house. Lodley suddenly came onto the road where she narrowly escaped getting hit by the car. The postman ran out of the car and asked everyone if she was okay. People just said, "Help me," while he was helping her. Then suddenly, her mother's car passed by them and she saw them. Diane immediately went to the postman and asked him what had happened to her daughter. She wanted to take her daughter back home, but the postman stopped her. He said that she did not want to go home. She wanted to go to the police station. She threatened him, saying he should hand her over to the police for kidnapping Chloe. But there was no phone signal there, so all of Diane's efforts went in vain. She reluctantly let the postman take her with him, but on the condition that she would also go with him. While Loy was being made to sit in the car, the witch came from behind and injected anesthesia into her neck. She did the same with Chloe as well. When Loy regained consciousness, she found herself locked in the basement of the house. She was shown a black substance which was probably made by her mother to paralyze her. Loy could not get out of there because the witch had tied her wheelchair with chains. She saw some papers there. It was revealed that many letters had come from the university regarding her admission, but her mother had hidden them all from her. She was very disappointed. Many pictures of her childhood were shown in front of her. Chloe was completely healthy. Her legs were absolutely fine and she could walk. Even more shocking was the paper she got in her hands. It contained information about the death of a girl. The girl's name was Chloe, who had died just 2 hours after her birth. There was also a newspaper article stating that a child had been rescued from that hospital on the day of Chloe's death. Reading this, Loy was shocked. She realized that she was not the real daughter of the witch. She was actually the child whom the witch had stolen, Rohit's child. The doctors had been unable to save the witch's own baby, and because of this, the witch had become so upset that she stole someone else's child from the hospital. The witch came to the basement where people confronted her, telling her that they now knew the truth. Loy knew that the witch was not her real mother and that she had made her sick and disabled by feeding her medicine. The witch insisted that she did all this because she loved Chloe. She packed iron medicines and told her to forget everything and become like before. People were still afraid, not believing the witch's words, but now the witch's patience had run out. At first, Rohit was completely scared and quickly hid behind the cupboard, closing the door. She found a poison bottle there. As soon as her mother opened the door, Rohit started crying loudly after seeing her daughter dying. She was immediately taken to the hospital. The doctors managed to save her with great difficulty, but for some time she found it very difficult to connect and talk to hear. Api saw her mother staring at her from the window of the room and immediately pressed the help button on the mask, shouting for help. She was unable to speak, so she signaled the nurse with her eyes. The nurse gave her a piece of paper and a knife so that she could write down what she wanted to say. While Loy was writing something, suddenly the emergency alarm started ringing. It was revealed that the alarm had actually been rung by the witch to distract the nurse. After some time, the witch entered Api's room, quickly removed the particles, and took her out. When the nurse returned to the room, she saw that Loy was not there. She saw a paper left behind on which Loy had written, "Mom." The nurse quickly informed hospital security and asked them to find Loy. The witch was forcibly taking Loy away. While coming out of the hospital, Api's mother was unable to move her wheelchair on the escalator because, in reality, Loy had stopped the car by tying her legs. She was not able to use her legs. The security guards of the hospital also arrived. They asked the witch to raise her hands. She pointed her gun toward them and said that she wanted to take her daughter back home. One of the security guards shot the witch, causing her to fall straight down the stairs. Finally, Loy was saved. The next year, a hospital for the insane was shown in China. Loy had grown up and was able to move her legs. However, it was still a struggle for her. There, Apply Da came to meet her. People told her that she was now living a very good life with her real family. She had many friends and had also completed her studies at her favorite university. She said that her legs were much better than before, but it was uncertain whether they would fully recover. Before leaving, she took something out of her mouth. It was the same medicine from Kurto that the witch used to give her. Apply lovingly said to her, "Mother, I love you very much. Come on, open your mouth now. Stop it." But the film ended. If you liked this story, like the video and keep listening to stories of such unique films. Subscribe for more.